I am so excited to finally be able to show you this album on CD, Blazon Stone, Damnation. Where do I start? I'm extra excited because I am a tiny part of this album. This is the first Blazon Stone album recorded with a full lineup. As usual, Emil on guitars, Carl on drums, Marta Gabriel from Crystal Viper on bass, Matthias Palm from Heavy Metal Pairs and Dominion Black on vocals, and the mastermind behind this project, composer and guitarist Cedric Forsberg. The list of invited musicians is quite long. On backing vocals we have Vlad and Diana from Claymorian, we also have Pim, Ray, Fart and Fox from Drunk Tank, and Pancho from Merciless Law, who besides the backing vocals also included a guitar solo on Wandering Souls. On the artwork, once again we have Yannick Bouchard and me on the layout of the physical editions and the art inside, and I also wrote with Cedric one song, which is the epic closure Highland Outlaw. I'm going to show you a little bit about this physical edition and explain you a little bit some history behind the drawings and all that stuff. I will also include some of the original drawings that I was doing. All the backgrounds that I used are inspired on the wall of the main illustration of the cover art. I also wanted to incorporate some elements of this illustration on the booklet as well. You can see here on the first page part of this global chess. The second song is Raiders of Jolly Roger, which is a very essential pirate song, and we went for something very piratey, a pirate hat. The next song is Chainland Spirit, inspired in Timothy Treadwell, known as the Grizzly Man. Seth had a strong concept, he wanted a grizzly bear. Black Sails on the Horizon, another classic pirate song, and for this one we went with something quite literal as well, a ship with black sails. Then we have Wandering Souls, which is one of my favorites of this album. It was also the first song that I started to work on the drawings, and to be honest, the rest were quite easy. Most of them were based on the first sketch I did, but for Wandering Souls I did quite a lot, and none of them had the spark that was needed. Then I had the idea to draw these kids, siblings, poor, barefoot, in the cold, suffering, quite obvious, and that was a match. Hell on Earth, for which I rescued this break on the wall, very chaotic. And then we have Bohemian Renegades, I followed the same idea. And then we have Highland Outlaw. I decided to include this skull because if you know me, I love skulls. Then we have, on the last page, is the one that I was talking about, the one that I co-wrote the lyric with Cedric, and is inspired in Rob Roy, a Scottish popular hero, or anti-hero, to be honest, because he wasn't good. He wanted to write a song about Rob Roy, and I knew nothing about this guy, so I had to investigate quite a lot, and it was a blast. Let me tell you the story of Rob Roy. Rob Roy was a Scottish popular hero, a Highland outlaw, as the title says. His true name was Robert MacGregor, but he couldn't use his father's last name because it was prescribed. Instead, he had to go with his mother's last name, Campbell. Anyway, later on he borrowed £1,000 from the Duke of Monrose with the idea of buying more cattle. But, plot twist, there was no cattle, there was no money, and there was no fucking way that he could pay the debt of the Duke of Monrose. Whatever happened, we don't know. The history isn't clear if he himself made a trick to get the money, if it was a friend who stole it, if it was just some random people who stole it, we don't know. And the Duke was pissed off, and the best idea he had was to kick Rob and his family out of his lands. Rob Roy wasn't going to stay still, he wanted revenge, and revenge is what he got. He decided to steal the Duke's cattle And in the meantime, he was offering protection for other landowners that were having problems. And you may think, oh, what a good guy Rob Roy, offering protection to other landowners. No, he was actually demanding a payment for that. Like a mafia. He was not a good guy. He was a guy doing bad things. But anyway, back to the main story. Rob wasn't happy with just stealing some cattle. He actually kidnapped and tortured the Duke of Monrose, which somehow offered him a new friend, or ally at least, who was the Duke of Argyll, a sworn enemy of the Duke of Monrose. And you know, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. The thing is that Rob Roy actually got revenge and got to live a happy and quite peaceful life in general. There is a cool movie from the 90s that I discovered thanks to the process of writing this song, which I enjoyed very much. It's quite entertaining, but the funny thing is that the movie was released around the same time that Braveheart did it, and of course, William Wallace stole the spotlight for the Scottish badass guy. Back to the album, here we have a picture of the band, and I use again the frames inspired on the wall here. And to finish this, well, the label of the CD is the chest. This wasn't my idea. I was going to use the full chest, but Storm Spell Records decided to put this fragment here, like just a ball and some background, and I think it looks great. And on the tray, on the inlay, we have another skull, Jolly Roger, and you know how happy it makes me to draw skulls, so yeah. The album was released on CD and will be very soon on vinyl, but you know, COVID delaying everything once again. You can go to Bandcamp to support the band. I will leave all the links down below in the description, and that's it for today.